Welcome to our demo series on 123 Connect for Act. On this demo, we will show you how to manually process a web form with 123 Connect for Act. So let's look at the web form that we have. This is a web form. People go to our website and fill information, and then we contact them. So let's double click on this email. And on the email, we'll find there's a product name, there's Chris Masters, organization, phone, cell phones, email address, and the product that we're looking for. And then there's a status and as well a suggestion. And what we do is here, it's basically any questions or any comments that they may have about what to do with our product and what they need. So what we want to do is to be able to take such a web form and very quickly either edit it or import it into Act. There's automated ways of doing it, but what many times you need to do some checking before you import it, and that's why we use 123 Connect to do that. So you can see on the toolbar here that there's one option is the 123 Connect for Act. We've already connected to our database, so we're ready to go here. So we just click on here, 123 Connect for Act, and then we say, okay, let's create or update the content from this email. By clicking this, we instantiate our interface, the 123 Connect interface. And when we open that, the first thing when 123 Connect does is tries to find whether that content exists. So this is the email that we sent ourselves to get the web leads, and it's actually the incorrect email to use. So it tells us contact not found with email address, blah blah blah. So that contact is not found. So what we've done here is we set the last name, first name, and a couple of the fields that we want to scan for this particular email type. So click on scan email, and what it does, it goes through the email, and it shows you right here, and it scans the email. There's Chris Masters, and now it's telling us the contact is not found. So for this particular contact, it's a new instance of the contact. So let's actually look at the scanning. What we have is the search labels that we've added, and the labels are intrinsically these items over here, and those are the labels that we want to search for. So we copy those over here, and that will scan for organization here. So we can do that, and that's no problem. And we can also say here, okay, the status, it's a new prospect, and that's usually, if we look here, it says referred by on our scan, and we can just click here and say copy here, and then you go say here, and okay, status, and then we can scan again. Now we have the search label for the referred by field. We can scan again, and now the new prospect is going to come in here. So by setting up search labels, we can actually scan for fields. We can also scan for areas. So if we want to add the contact and create a note for this contact, we can add a note right here. And that, because it's a new contact, this will be added as an attachment already. So there's no note added for this contact. The interesting part is when you go to the product, on any database, it's nice to have a fixed set of items for that product. So, and there's always variations between different forms. So you can select the product. This is the Act field we're going to be using. But what it says here is 123 Synchronizer for Act and Outlook. So what fields do we have available in 123 Sync or in our database? What products do we have? If we click here, and it will show you what products we have. So 123 Connect goes into Act and gets the drop-down fields for the particular field. If the field is not a drop-down, for example, a mobile phone, you won't get anything. But if it is a drop-down, like the referred by in Act is a drop-down, so we can just go in here and say, okay, It's not a new prospect. Actually, what we do here on the status, we say called in. So the referred by is a called in, or we can say it is an affiliate partner. And these are the items that we've got predefined in Act. So you can actually take whatever it is from the website and add that. So what we do after we've done this, and it's quite easy with all the drop downs, we make sure, including the ID status. On the ID status, you can say here, oh, ID status, what is this? Oh, it's a we can say a prospect here. There's a prospect for the ID status. So we set the ID status for prospect as well. So we can say contact add. Now the contact has been added into Act. So if we just click here and just say, okay, let's look at Act, and then we go into Act. Let's open Act, and within Act we say, okay, let's find this email. Say go, and here it is. And we can look at the history, and this is the email. It shows the email that was attached. So we've done a full parsing. So if you're doing multiple of these, it's quite easy to do it. The nice part is you have it in Act now, and now the contact is available in Act for you to do whatever you want. So let's go back into Outlook again, and then we can just select the email here, and then just go into 123 Connect and say create and update the contact. We still get the contact not found because it's finding the email where the web form was sent to. So we just do a scan email. But now we can see that we did find the contact. So now the contact's been added to Act. So what you'll see now, there's another option here that we create a note only. What that means is we found the contact. We really don't want to update any of the search labels or anything like that. We just know that the contact is there, and we want to just create a note for this contact, and that is an Act note that we want. We've scanned the note section by using the delimiters. You have the beginning delimiter and the end delimiter, and we've scanned that. So we can just click here and say create note only, and it says note created. So let's have a look at our Act and see what kind of a note it was created. So let's always go F5 because that will refresh. And here we are. So we just created from a form. We did not update the contact. We just added a note straight off to the form manually. And we can just then delete this particular email because that data has now been added to the contact in Act. Another truly neat feature that we've just added into our form processing. So let's go back to the same email and click here. Okay, now we got our form processing form. So of course we do the scan email. So there's another button that appears when a contact is found, and that's the schedule. So you can create a note, and that will create an additional note onto the contact in Act. But on the schedule, it will find the contact, and you can have an option to schedule an activity with that contact. So you can create a note, and if you decide, oh, I don't want to update the contact, I just want to schedule something, you can just click on schedule and say, oh, call. Let's try to make the sale. And I love this. I use this all the time, and it's just great. Close this sale. So I just go in here and said, okay. So now we've done. So I'll go into Act and start doing my sales calls or start doing my follow-up. Let's look it up. So I'll click on F5, and there it is. Okay. So here, let's try to close the details. Let's close the sale. So right from Outlook, from the form processing, now you scheduling activities as well as adding notes to the contact very quickly without having to do much cut or any cut and paste at all. And last but not least, here let's open the Outlook email, the form, and then we just go to the create update contact and scan it. So what we've set it up now is to automatically scan for the note. So we have the scan and we found the contact. So we can just say, okay, I like this, what it's going, but then we can just put another comment. This is a comment from the scan. And so we can add any kind of information here onto the note, and that information will make it into the contact itself, into the note. So not only can we take the note that is actually already with the form, but we can also add any note that we want and add it to it. And so we just create note only and say note created. So if we're going to act, and let's look at the contact. Then we go to the contact and look at the notes, and now we have the same note. The note that we put in there, it's now on the actual contact. So we can actually use this in a variety of ways to very quickly add notes while we using Outlook as an email. This concludes our demonstration on how to process forms and to quickly schedule and add notes in Act straight from the form interface that 123 Connect provides for you right off the Outlook toolbar. Again, contact your integrator or contact 123sync.com for more information and to look at our other videos. Have a great day.